Hey guys, this is Rational Raven. Today, we're actually going to do a little video inspired by a topic out on Reddit. I don't know if you're familiar with the internet, but if you are, you're probably familiar with furries. In case you can't tell, the shit you're looking at is a furry. So, that's a thing. I was going to do a video about furries, but that'll come later because this is more important, I guess. It's not that big of a deal, but I wanted to make a video about it anyway because out on r/furry on Reddit, there is a topic that has been posted by McFluffyPalm that is called the hatred of negativity. It's supposed to be a discussion. There's some really good comments out here that I really do like that people are actually discussing this. Basically, what the topic is about is it's about the fact that in the furry fandom and in a lot of other art communities, there's a tendency to confuse three different things. Those three different things are praise, hate, and criticism. Now, this is a pretty natural thing. You can't expect everyone to know the exact definitions of various words. However, it would be nice if people were educated on what the words mean, because, well, for one thing, there's quite a difference between them. Now, I'm not going to look up the dictionary definitions of these, I'm just going to tell you what the general usage is and basically what it should be. Now, praise is basically when you put something up on a pedestal and you just point out all the positive qualities of it. You don't necessarily have to justify the positive qualities. You just, I like the colors, I really like the line art, it's a great piece, it makes me feel happy. That would be praise. Or just saying a blanket statement such as, I really love this, or this is a great piece of art. You're not really delving into detail there. So that's praise. Now, hate, this could be any term really, but I'm just using hate because this is what it is often called. It's basically the exact opposite of praise, at least in this instance. This is where you say, oh, this is bad, this is terrible, everything about this is bad, those colors look disgusting, the line art is sloppy and messy, and I really hate the character, I hate that background, the background sucks, it might as well not even be there, you shouldn't have even put this on the internet, you're a terrible artist, I want you to die. That would be hate. Now, I went a little bit more extreme than I did with praise, because generally with praise, people don't say, like, oh, it's great that you were born. I wish that there would be clones of you so that we would have 5 times the art that you normally put out. Generally people don't say that. The most extreme they'll get is they'll joke around and it'll be like, oh, please have my babies. Praise tends to not go as far as hate does when hate genuinely comes into play. Now, the important thing is praise and hate, those are natural things. Hate is obviously bad because it doesn't, do anything. Praise is somewhat useful. It's great to have that sort of positive reinforcement. And praise is better than nothing. But there comes a point when you need to stop just plain old praising something and you need to actually give criticism. Now, criticism, it seems like it has a negative connotation. It seems like when people hear the word criticism, they hear it as a bad thing. But criticism doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's like you're describing what works and what doesn't work. It's about delving into the details and explaining why you have certain opinions or positions. And it can be both positive or negative or a mix of the two. But regardless, criticism is very important. Criticism is what people need so that they know that what they are making is the best that it can be. So if someone has made something good and you have no problems with it, give them a criticism. Explain why you think that it's good. If someone has made something bad, then give a criticism explaining why it is bad. Perhaps propose improvements or fixes or alternate things to try. The point is that criticism does not have to be this negative thing, and criticism is definitely not hate. On the contrary, if someone is taking the time to write a criticism of something, that means that obviously they care about the improvement of the artist or the content creator or whatever it is. They care about that person improving, or else they wouldn't have taken the time to write out a criticism. And I think that's the part that people really miss. They miss that fact right there. Because if the person genuinely didn't care, they would probably just write something like, oh, you're terrible, go die. But if they sit there and they write out, a good paragraph or two, it doesn't even have to be that long, but if they write out something explaining why they don't like something, that doesn't mean that they hate the person. That doesn't mean that they have a problem, or no, they do have a problem with the art, but it means that they want it to improve. That's what criticism is for. Criticism is a helpful tool that does that. Most good artists welcome criticism when it's the positive kind, or even the negative kind of criticism. The difference is positive and negative criticism are both good. Bad criticism does not mean negative criticism. Both positive and negative criticism is good. Unjustified criticism is bad, where you have someone explaining, or where you have someone saying something is bad without explaining it. That is bad criticism. The problem is we tend to associate negative with being a bad thing, but negative is not a bad thing. You cannot have positive without having negative. If it is confusing to you, just think of a yin yang. You ever seen a yin yang? The big swirly black and white thing? If you've ever seen one of those, think of that as criticism. That is the cycle of criticism. You have the big white blobby thing. That is positive criticism. And you have the big black blobby thing. That is negative criticism. They are both two parts of a whole. If you don't have both parts, then what you have is incomplete. You need both parts for self-improvement. I really think that's about all I have to say about this, but I don't know, I just wanted to make a video about it, and I figured that it being a somewhat relevant issue, that it would be a good time to make a video about it. So yeah, thanks for McFluffy Palm for bringing that topic up and giving me an idea for a video. And anyway, just little last note before I end the video is that I want to have criticism. If you have something, if you have something positive or negative to say about my channel or what I make here, absolutely let me know. I do not care how negative it is. Be as negative as you want to be, as negative as you think you need to be for me to understand. Any criticism, any at all, is super, super helpful. And I really mean that. Anything that will help me improve, I definitely want to hear. So, yeah, there you go. And of course, if you have something positive to say, of course, I want to hear that as well. People give out positive criticism all the time, but negative criticism, people are often discouraged to give it out because people misunderstand it frequently, and they frequently attack people who give negative criticism. So, that's the only thing there. But yeah, negative criticism. Do not be afraid to give out negative criticism, because without negative criticism, there cannot be positive criticism. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode, so see you later. Da 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 da